This is a prime example of why you shouldn't wait 4 days to wash your hair. Hi everyone, so as promised, I have a clothing haul for you, not just any old clothing haul, it's an autumn clothing haul. Yay! I love autumn so much, it's my favourite season, and especially when it comes to actually shopping for clothes in autumn, it's one of my favourite things to do because I love layering and chunky knits and the autumnal colours, scarves, coats, everything that you would associate with autumn. I just love it so much and I want to buy all the things, and I did. So I did a bit of high street shopping, went to a few places, came out of Zara with a bag that I didn't even know existed. This is just huge. This is bigger than me. And I thought I would show you everything that I picked up. So I have a pile laid out on my bed right now. I've tried to organise it, but I don't think it's been too successful. So I'm just going to grab and whatever I find first, I will show you. So this one you would have already seen. I actually wore this in my last video, my Space and K haul. I will link that down below if you haven't seen it. This is a little Slogan tee from Whistles. It says et toi, which I think means and you. I love the Whistles Slogan tees. I love Whistles t-shirts in general actually. They're just so soft. And this is just a grey, very plain, simple t-shirt, but it just feels amazing. It's so comfortable to wear and you can definitely feel the quality in this. So I picked that one up, and then I also got a few more tops. I got this one from New Look. I don't really shop in New Look that often anymore, but I saw this, just a plain black jumper. It's quite a thin jumper as well, but it has a high neck and that's what I was looking for. It's not really a polo neck, and it's not really a roll neck, it's kind of just a little bit higher than your usual jumper. And I think that kind of type of polo neck is a little bit more flattering for me. So I picked this up and I think it's going to be quite good for layering. It is slightly cropped. It's not super cropped, but it's not a really long jumper, which does annoy me a little bit. It's so hard to find an actual long or even a normal size jumper these days. Cropped is obviously the thing, but I don't really love cropped stuff. But I think this is going to be a really nice kind of basic piece that I can layer up with different things, and I'm sure I'll be wearing that a lot. I also got another roll neck. This one is actually from Topshop and it's kind of a bit of a funny one. It just seems to go further up. Great description there. This was a bit of a spontaneous purchase because I wasn't at home and I needed something to wear, but it's actually ended up being one of my favourite things from this entire haul. It's quite a long jumper and it is quite thick, so it's really warm, really cosy, and it's kind of quite baggy. I went a size down and it's still quite big on me, so that might be something to think about if you go for this one, but I really, really like this. Probably the bulk of this haul is actually made up by coats, and I usually really struggle to find an autumn winter coat that I really like. It usually takes me until the end of the season, until it actually starts getting warm again, to find a coat, so when I saw one I just had to pick it up. So I'm well prepared this year for the cold. When it comes to coats, I do tend to kind of head towards Zara to begin with because I love all their coats. They're so beautiful and I actually did really well. I found two that I really, really liked. So the first one is probably going to be my main winter coat, and I went for a grey one this year. I did have a kind of speckled grey marl one last year from New Look, but it was kind of more of a cocoony, big, oversized coat, whereas this one is slightly more tailored and it's quite long as well. It's not super long, it's not a really long line one, but it kind of comes to round about where my knees are, so I quite like that look. It kind of reminds me of an oversized blazer, which I really like. It has some smart little pockets in there and it just has one kind of button that close in the middle there. I don't really tend to do up my coats though when it comes to autumn. Unless it's really, really chilly and really cold, I kind of just wrap them around myself, but I don't tend to do things up, so that doesn't really bother me. And this actually ended up being a pretty good bargain. This was £60, which for Zara coats I think is quite a good price considering how good quality they are and how much wear you're going to get out of them and how long they last too. And I also picked up a second coat from Zara because I really wanted a black coat as well, because I think a black coat is just so versatile. You can wear it with anything, and this one is going to be a bit more of a throw-on coat I think, so it's slightly shorter. It's probably kind of just below waist height for me, just slightly bum covering, and it's a double-breasted coat, so it has these kind of gold buttons along it on each side and you can really wrap yourself up in this one. But this I think is going to be perfect for slightly more casual days, and this one was quite a good price as well. This was £30, which I think is a steal for Zara. And then I got one last coat. It's actually more of a jacket. This is a leather jacket from Urban Outfitters, and just look at this beautiful, beautiful thing. It doesn't matter where I am, what shop I'm in, what time of the day it is, whenever I see a leather jacket I always try it on because I'm always trying to find the perfect fit and style and colour jacket for me, and I think a leather jacket is such a kind of essential style piece in your wardrobe. So I have a couple but I'm not 100% in love with them, but this thing is just everything I've been looking for. It's a biker style jacket. It has some really nice silver hardware, and I really prefer silver hardware on leather jackets to gold. It's also a really nice fit. It hangs really well. It doesn't look too bulky once you're wearing it, which some leather jackets can do, and I just really like the length of it as well. It's definitely quite a long line jacket. It's not super long, but it's definitely not cropped, and with most jackets or leather jackets, they tend to come out quite cropped on me, whereas this one is just kind of hip height, which is perfect. I really love it. I love the little quilted detailing on the shoulders, and it's got a few little buckles and zips at the bottom, which I think are really pretty. It does kind of have one of those rattles to it when you're walking around. I'm so in love with this, it's perfect. And I also got it in the sale too, it was reduced, which is pretty amazing. One last clothing bit before I move on to accessories, and this again is something that I've been after for a really long time. This is from New Look, and it's a suede button-up skirt. These are quite on trend at the moment. I want to say I'm not particularly good with trends or following anything like that, but I've really wanted one of these for quite a while. I've seen them on so many people and they look great. And I think this colour in particular, it's kind of like a tan suede effect, is just perfect for autumn. I think it's really pretty, and it has these little poppers so you can literally just unpop yourself if you so please, and it goes all the way down, and I think that detail on the front is actually quite flattering. It's generally quite a flattering skirt as well, and I think it's real suede too, which for New Look is pretty great. So I love this. I've been wearing it with the little black roll neck jumper and then a little black coat over the top and just some boots and tights. I think it's a really workable autumn style piece, and also you can kind of incorporate this into summer style too, so when it finally gets warm again I can wear this with bare legs and a little white top. I think that'd be really nice. So this one I'm super happy with. I finally found the perfect tan suede skirt. So it really would not be an autumn haul without a new pair of black boots, and I have found my perfect black boots for this season. These are from Topshop. They're just little zip up black boots and they have silver hardware on them. Again, I'm really into silver hardware. I think I much prefer it over gold now. First of all, I thought these were too high. I wanted something with more of a kind of flat style rather than a heel, but they're actually just the perfect height. They just elongate my legs slightly. They're really flattering, and they have quite a pointed tip to them too, which I find is also a really flattering shape. So I'm super happy with these, and they weren't particularly expensive either. They were the lower end price of Topshop's boot range, so really glad I got these. I've been really restrained this year and only gone for 2 scarves. I have a light one and I have a dark one, and I will stop buying scarves now because it's definitely a bit of a habit of mine. So the first one is from Whistles. I love this thing. It is so beautiful. Probably a little bit ridiculously overpriced for a scarf, but I just think it's so nice. It's navy blue, which I think is really nice, and it's just such a good scarf. The length of it, the thickness, the tassels on the end, it's just a really well made scarf, and I'm really happy with it. I just kind of throw this over. It's just the right length to be able to wear like this and not be too long and not drag on the floor, and it's also really cozy. And then the other scarf, which I have dubbed my blanket scarf, is from Zara. I always make a point to pick up a scarf from Zara every autumn because they just do scarves so well. This one is just huge. Just look at this, it's absolutely massive.
That's what she said!
It's kind of an inverted one, so you have a cream and black side on one part and then a cream and grey side on the other. It's actually a square, so you can really wrap this around your neck, and it's quite flattering again in the way that it sits. I just love this. It's so soft. It's probably softer than the Whistles one and also a lot less expensive. I picked up a few other little bits in Zara. These are slightly ridiculous, but I fell in love with them. They're just fluffy earmuffs and they work quite well. I can't actually hear anything. They actually keep my ears so warm as well. But I thought these were so cute. They're a really nice kind of light minky grey colour, and they have quite a thin band, which you don't tend to see. But I really like these. I think they're really cute, and the kind of grey and black colour scheme goes with my monochrome grey wardrobe this season. And then I got a little bag from Zara. Again, it's black and grey. I've also just noticed, super annoyingly, that they've left the tag on this. Zara, why? So that's super frustrating. I'm going to have to go back and get that taken off. But I just love the kind of texture of this bag and the leather that they've used. It's really, really soft. And it has this little snake print detail on the side, which I think is really pretty. It just is this little flash of lighter colour, which I think is really nice. And the strap of this is super long. I really, really like it because you can kind of wear it as an across body bag and it doesn't come up too high. It just sits nicely on my hip, which I really like. And the strap is quite cool too. It's this sort of braided material. So this, I think, will be just a really nice little bag to wear over the top of those coats that I've bought and with the scarf. And I don't really like wearing too big a bag in autumn because I think that's just too bulky with all the rest of the layers that you're wearing. So this one I really like. I think it'll be a nice little going out bag as well because it's really small. Last thing I bought was another purchase from Whistles. I've wanted one of these for ages and I've never really seen a colour that I liked, but this I saw and I just grabbed because I knew it was perfect. I'll just take my Space NK card out of there. This is one of their little card wallets and it's really nice. It's quite handy when you have a smaller bag and you don't want to bring a big purse with you. You can just fit a few little cards in there and then some money if you have some. I actually have £10 in here, that never happens. But I just love the colour. I think it's a really pretty kind of burgundy oxblood colour, really autumnal, really pretty, so that's just been hanging out in my handbag. They also have a few more bits in this colour. They have a clutch bag and then the big chain pouch as well, which I totally have my eye on, but I will try and be restrained and not buy those. So those are all the bits that I picked up recently. That's my autumn clothing haul for you, and this is definitely going to be the beginning of many an autumn video to come, so get ready for that. But I hope you enjoyed this one. Give it a like if you did, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!